Welcome to Tourism Talk. I'm your host, Mary Hammond, Director of the Paducah Convention and Visitors Bureau. My guest today is Brian Lasko with the Luther F. Carson Four Rivers Center.
Very good, Mary.
I got it all out. Great. Thanks for being here.
Our pleasure.
This is part two. We had a good part one early in the fall and went over the good schedule. It was great. Everything. I don't know what was my favorite of all the shows. They were all so different.
We had a fantastic fall season. There were still a few shows in December, but the spring will be wonderful as well. Things that we had in the fall, Hairspray, people raved about it.
What's good.
Right, yeah. And Can't Stop Loving You and other shows like that. So it was a good fall season.
It was just went from every different taste was covered. I loved it.
Right, yeah.
And children's, family, comedy, the Broadway productions, the big band, every bit of it was great.
Yeah, it's always wonderful, especially the children's programming, things like Scooby-Doo, where you have two performances in one day, and both performances are sold extremely well, and children enjoying the arts for the first time or for one of their early images of what the arts can do for them and how it can expand their mind and bring enjoyment to them and hopefully enlighten them as well. And that's what we hope for most of our programming.
As we go through the schedule for the spring, we'll just kind of go by date and kind of look over what's going on. And
we can do that.
What do you think? I think it's going to be good. We have a little bit of a break in January.
Right.
But if you watched us in the fall, you may have heard that there were shows that weren't on the schedule that when we first talked. So there will be things that get added, things that aren't in print, things that we may not even know about right now that will come up, and then maybe also some like charters, when someone comes in and rents the hall and has open concerts or performances.
Absolutely. That occurs all the time, and we always look forward to those, what we refer to as rentals, where somebody will come in and rent the theater. Mm-hmm. They do all of the advertising for the show. They pay the artist directly, and we just service that evening's performance. That's what happened with B.B. King last spring. And the John Conley, Janie Fricke, T.G. Shepard performance that was held recently was the same kind of situation. And we enjoy those as much as our own events, and thankfully they do well for our outside renters as well.
And sometimes it brings in different interests that aren't on the schedule, and that's always good.
Absolutely, right. We've had some wonderful Christian acts come in, some obviously classic country acts come in that because we count on them continuing to rent the place, the center, we don't program much of that type of programming because we know that they will be there to fill that niche. So we allow them that latitude, and we fill other areas where we think there is a need and an interest in having those types of events.
This, like I said, January, kind of take a little bit of a break there, but then we'll go right into February, hit bang, right into the spring season. It'll be great.
Well, we actually will have one in January. We will have Man of La Mancha for two nights in January. That'll be January 16th and 17th. Those will be 7:30 in the evening performances. And Man of La Mancha will be the first Broadway production of the '07 season.
So that means we'll go through the rest of January singing The Impossible Dream.
Right.
Dream.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You get these songs stuck in your head and you just can't get them out, but that's okay. That's good advertising.
Yeah. Well, that's a wonderful tune. It's incredible.
That's good. Now, is that a weekend performance?
That is a Tuesday and Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay.
Right. Most of the Broadway performances are Tuesdays and Wednesday evenings. We will have one coming up later that we'll talk about. That will be Thursday and Friday nights. That will be Cirque Dreams.
Of course, we like that Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are not the busiest of nights at the downtown restaurants or any of the restaurants around town.
Sure.
So this is that you can't use the excuse, oh, it's too crowded, it's a Friday or Saturday night. No, there's no excuse. Come downtown, enjoy dinner, walk right over to the Carson Center. It's so close.
Absolutely. And it works well for people that have different things in their schedule with the 2 nights. Certainly, it is church night on Wednesday night for some, and so they can have their tickets on Tuesday night and still see the wonderful performance. And for those who don't attend a weekday service at their church, they can come on Wednesday night and check out the same show that night.
Actually, it's a pretty good activity for a Sunday school class, and they can all sing "Dream the Impossible Dream."
There you go. Right.
But no, I have seen that. In fact, the last performance I went to, the 2 long rows behind me were full of a Sunday school class, and it's a great fellowship gathering, and
right.
to enjoy that together,
right.
enjoy the arts and the culture. That's great.
And another performance we'll be talking about later will be Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, based on the story of Joseph. So perfect for Sunday school classes as well.
And I think it'd be kind of fun to get out your colorful coats and wear them. We can all look like Kramer on Seinfeld.
There you go. There you go.
That would be have a good challenge there. Who can have the most colorful coat?
I guess I'll be out of that contest.
Oh, now you just never know.
Yeah.
But we go right in though to a Saturday performance in February. CeCe Winans.
Yes, on February 3rd, CeCe Winans will be with us. CeCe has won numerous Dove Awards. That's the Gospel Music Association Awards. She's won Grammy Awards. She's won 21 Dove Awards and 9 Grammy Awards.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And she does gospel music, and she sings R&B as well. So she has both the secular and the non-secular.
Well, and you just never know who from her family will turn up. She's got a huge family, I understand.
Right. She's one of 10 children. She's the 8th of 10 children.
And her brother?
Right, BB.
BB, okay.
BB and CeCe sang together for a good number of years when they were first starting out. And their father is a minister, and so that's probably where they started singing. And but we have a wonderful artist in CeCe, and hopefully we'll have a great evening with her.
I think that'll
Saturday.
be a great evening. She's a beautiful person, and
yes.
Her so talented, so I think everyone will enjoy that. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, gosh, we go right into, what else have we got here?
We got Joseph and the Amazing
yes,
Technicolor Dreamcoat.
What are the dates on that?
That'll be February 21 and 22. That's Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay, that's going to be, that'll be great. And but that is also part of the Class Acts program, I see from the schedule. So
right.
That's good.
Yes, we will have the 2 evening performances for the public, but then we will do a student performance during the day on Wednesday. So there will be 1 performance. We couldn't have the cast do 3 shows on one day, so there'll only be 1 student performance at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I believe that is already sold out, even though it's not until February. But that'll be a great opportunity for our young people. And,
that's good.
And then the shows in the evening, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Do you find that the schools are the same schools that are participating in this? I know they come from probably 4 states.
They do, indeed. We've actually had students coming from Indiana as well as Illinois, Tennessee, of course, Kentucky, and Missouri. So quite a draw.
That's wonderful, and to be able to see the Broadway series is just really super.
Sure, right. Of course, the Class Acts provides wonderful opportunities for the teachers and the students because it does cover core curriculum issues, but a performance like Joseph is great entertainment in addition, so that will be a good one.
Well, and from there right into the Four Tops and the Temptations, who could not want to be there? You'll definitely be singing all of those old songs.
I have to say that I try to keep my own personal tastes out of my programming choices. This is one that I will be there in heart, mind, and spirit, because I love both those groups, both those sets of songs from my youth. as,
Yes.
as they say.
Well, you
My
know how
cousin
many
Vinny.
dances you went to and danced to all of those
Right.
good songs.
And
but-
early days of garage bands
Yes.
would play a lot of those tunes as well. So
you
it
were
was
in a
fun.
garage band?
Well, yes. Why else would I be in this business
Well,
today?
that's true. Well,
It
I was always
started
one of,
early.
one of the little girl groupies, so you had to have them.
Right.
You had to have
Right,
them.
yeah.
So from there, then Willy Wonka, that'll be a good class act.
That'll be a wonderful class act performance based on the book. So again, it's curriculum based and will provide a wonderful opportunity. And those class act performances will be at 9:30 and 11:30 in the mornings. So there'll be 2 performances, and I believe there are still seats
tickets
available
for that.
for Willy Wonka. As for the Four Tops and the Temptations,
Oh, yes.
and Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and Man of La Mancha.
So most of these, almost everything that we'll talk about, you have tickets. I have really,
Yes.
even though somehow word gets out there, oh, it's sold out, even Hairspray. And I
Right.
was eating, and someone said to me, oh, you get to go see that, it's sold out. I said, no, you better call for tomorrow night because they have
Right.
tickets. Somehow that word gets out there, and I've never called and been turned away.
Right. It's a very rare moment when there are absolutely no seats available. It has happened since I've been here, but there are usually a few seats to most every performance. And indeed, with Hairspray, I'd heard the same thing. People said
Right.
they couldn't get seats. Well, they didn't call our box office because there were seats available, especially with Hairspray because we added a 3rd performance of that show. So there were, especially on the 3rd night, there were seats available.
And if you have a friend who has season tickets, stay in contact with them because so often none of us can make it to everything that we get season tickets for.
Right.
So just always let them know that if you can't use those tickets, give me a call.
Sure,
Give me-
absolutely.
Give me a call.
Right.
With Willy Wonka, I love it that you can see the old Willy Wonka movie. There's a new Willy Wonka movie. See it on stage and see the different interpretations of this book.
Right.
Plus read the book. I'm a big reader, but you got to read the book and know how you would interpret it in your own imagination, in your own mind. But
Right.
I think that's a really good opportunity for the kids.
Absolutely. I think the older version of the movie is probably emblazoned into many of our minds, but hopefully children today will have new ways to look at it with this production and with the new film version as well.
Us big kids need to watch the new TV version too. So tell me about Cirque Dreams. What is the difference between, say, the Cirque du Soleil and something else that travels that says Cirque? Is it still a circus type atmosphere with the tumbling and acrobatics and singing and orchestra?
Yes.
Okay.
It is indeed all the above. Very much the Cirque mold that was created in large part by
Yeah, Cirque du Soleil.
my goodness, I just blanked on Cirque du Soleil. I can't believe I did that. Yeah. They indeed had created the French Cirque concept, which is much more acrobatic, as you've mentioned, and physical prowess with the various things that they do, the tumbling and the various types of juggling that they do. Certainly the strong men and all of the feats that they are able to perform. But this one has a story with it as well, and the story is jungle fantasy. So it's a very family-oriented.
Oh, is it? Well, good.
Yes, indeed.
It's the first time the only time that I saw Cirque du Soleil in person, I was floored. It's very different from our traditional circus.
Right.
The skills are so extreme. The music was wonderful and powerful.
Right.
And I would imagine the same type of, they'll have really good music with this.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, it's definitely memorable. If you're looking to have something that your family will carry with them always, I would definitely see one of the Cirque productions.
Yes, absolutely. It's very, very family-oriented, works for the entire family, because there really is no spoken dialogue throughout the evening. It's all through the visuals that they use and the music, and and it works wonderfully for the very young and the young at heart. So.
Well, there's action all over the stage, and I would imagine this also probably spills up the aisles, you know. So
it does occasionally.
Well, I can only imagine. I mean, I just remember it was like you're watching one side, and it's like, oh, there's action on the other side of the stage. There's just so many different arenas happening.
Indeed, and it's great humor throughout it as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So from there, gosh, I'm here just looking at the schedule. Let's not forget the wine tasting. That's always a good event.
Absolutely. That will be in the spring. I believe we've moved that date to May 2nd.
Okay.
But please call the office and double check on that. But that will be coming up in the spring. It's a wonderful event. Duck Pond is our vintner this year.
Good.
And wonderful winery in the Northwest, and we look forward to them being with us.
Well, and it's your big fundraiser.
Yes, yes.
And it's been very successful.
It has a long legacy, much longer than I've been here, but it is a wonderful tradition, and it is a major fundraiser for us, so it's our biggest fundraising event of the year.
Well, it's quite fun, and the participation throughout the community is just, it's very fun. No other word for it.
That's great.
It's good. Pinocchio. Classic. I love Pinocchio.
Don't tell me any lies.
Yeah, I love Pinocchio.
Yeah. That'll be the Class Acts performance again. Two performances, 9:30 and 11:30, and I don't have the date on that. Do you have
May
that
9th, and I will have that marked because Jiminy Cricket's my hero. Let your conscience be your guide, and give a little whistle for your friends. He's my hero. But that'll be a great one. Now, this other Carson's Select series may sound like it's just part of Class Acts, but it's not. It's the Sesame Street Live.
Sesame Street Live, and this performance is titled Super Grover, Ready for Action.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. Calling all superheroes. Super Grover needs your help.
Superheroes and Sesame Street Live. Well, that'll be exciting. I believe that'll probably both sell out, all of the performances.
There are 5 performances of Sesame Street Live, Friday, May 18th at 7 o'clock, and then 3 on Saturday, the 19th. Those are at 10:30, 2, and 5:30. 10:32 and 5:30, and then 1 on Sunday, the 20th, at 2 o'clock.
That's Mother's Day, isn't it? I think so.
It may be.
I think that's Mother's Day.
Okay.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
How about that for official word? But anyway, I think that'd be a nice Mother's Day present for everybody to get together and go see Sesame Street.
Of course, Sesame Street, in its inimitable fashion, entertains the children, yet provides them with great lessons about life. This one does include hygiene, good hygiene, which is important for young people to learn, and surely they're learning it at home, but reinforced through Grover and
Superheroes.
Cookie Monster and, and all the rest.
Hey, I don't know how long Sesame Street has been around, but it's been a pretty long time now.
I know it's been around a goodly number of years, because I know when my children were young, we were watching it all the time.
Well, they've definitely been around. No, I'm sorry, I'm just teasing you. That's okay. We'll move on.
I can take it.
Okay.
Anything you can dish out, Mary. Bring it on.
But then the producers, that'll be great. Now, was that not scheduled last year and was rescheduled?
Was it?
Was it?
Yes.
Okay. So everyone's been anxiously waiting, and that's great. Everybody looks forward to the producers.
Yes. We hoped to have it last year. The agents for the show said it was a done deal, and it was indeed a done deal as far as everyone was concerned, except the physical production hadn't been mounted yet. Mel Brooks, obviously the author of the producers, both the film and the stage play musical of the film, and now there is a new film version of the film of the stage play of the film. So I don't know how many iterations he can go through going back and forth, but
it works.
Yeah,
it
but
works.
His lovely wife, Anne Bancroft, had gotten seriously ill with cancer and then passed away a year ago, and so he just wasn't able to do all of the commitments he had and to mount this production as well. So We had to put it off a year, but fortunately it'll be here this coming May 29th and 30th at 7:30 p.m.
Now, when something like that tours, would we know some of the names of the people when you get these Broadway shows? Are they going to be names we'd recognize, or they should be people that we should take note of because you may be hearing about them in the future?
It's going to be the latter, not the former.
Oh, Mel Brooks won't be here.
No, unfortunately Mel won't be here, or Matthew Broderick, or oh goodness.
Yes, that guy.
Nathan Lane.
Nathan, right.
Yeah.
But these would be, I mean, obviously it's a touring show. They've been chosen for their talents and everything. But
yes.
Many of these might be up-and-coming people.
Absolutely. We have seen a goodly number of people that have come through on the road circuit go on to Broadway fame and fortune. And then, of course, as a result of that, they go on to film work as well and television work as well. So
we've been very fortunate in Paducah in the past with Gail Robinson's working with the Summer Festival and bringing in people right before they got big.
Right.
And we love to gloat later on and say, well, they were in Paducah, years ago. And it happened actually at the Executive Inn as well, when we've had acts come in get to go on and make a name for themselves. So it's time to keep your programs and gather autographs because you just never know.
Right.
That's definitely the time to get autographs.
Absolutely. That it was true. We had Frankie Valli last fall, and he had mentioned that he had played the Executive Inn back many years ago, previous
20 years
to
ago,
it.
probably.
Yeah, and had remembered that, and fortunately mentioned that he preferred the experience at the Carson Center, but at least he had been here and remembered it and mentioned it, so that was great.
We saw the river from both locations. What can you say?
There you go.
But I did hear that concert was really good. I missed that one, but I heard it was excellent.
It was wonderful. He was on his game and very much in the moment and was singing extremely well. I understand he'd had some vocal cord issues a few years back, and everything was great for that performance, and people enjoyed it tremendously.
When you bring in everybody from one end of the scale to the other, age-wise as well, I mean, you've got to balance Sesame Street. I saw it like when John Prine was here just a year or so ago. That was a different audience with the big band concert, Tommy Dorsey. It was a totally different crowd, and I loved it that you see a lot of different people enjoying the center.
Right.
And it truly, you try to reach all the different groups. Are you open for suggestions when somebody has something or has a connection? Those connections are good.
Connections are indeed good. And
we love it when we see someone local up there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We're open to anyone's comments. We certainly need to put it in with everything else that we've got in mind and how practical it is for our schedule to do that act. But we're certainly open to anyone's questions, comments, suggestions. Drop us a line at our web address or give us a call.
And your web address?
thecarsoncenter.org.
O-R-G, okay.
Right.
I love it that you can go online, get your tickets right there. It
Absolutely.
may be 10 o'clock at night and or you just saw the commercial and you say, oh, I wonder if there are tickets available.
Right.
Go on there, look at actual layout of the center, look at every balcony, every seat, see just exactly where you're going to be.
Right.
And it's so very easy.
Yeah, we try to make it as convenient as possible so that people can, as you say, go online at 10 o'clock at night and purchase their tickets, or call the box office and talk to somebody about where their seats would be, and or of course come down to the box office. It's open 10 to 6 Monday through Friday, and they'll be happy to answer your questions. If there's nothing going on in the theater, they can even show you where your seats might be. Well,
they're great, and I've formed a relationship with the person who was helping me and finally got to meet him in person, and it just was kind of, you get where they remember you.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting close to time, but let's run over a couple of things. You got your website, thecarsoncenter.org. If you just put Carson Center, you're going to get someplace that's not around here.
Right, somewhere in California.
Right.
So make sure it's the Carson Center.
Don't buy tickets for there.
No.
And then your phone number.
My phone number?
Well, you know.
Oh, the Carson Center. The box office is 270-450-4444.
I know those of you watching have already bookmarked the Paducah Tourism website, but we have a new one, www.paducah.travel. I know you've probably never heard of that, but they're strictly for what they call destination marketing organizations, which is essentially what the Convention and Visitors Bureau is. So I want you to change your bookmark and check out that new website. You'll see a complete calendar of events listing, including all of the activities at the Carson Center that are on the schedule, any new things that come up, any new performances. You can find the symphony performances that are also held at the Carson Center, any rentals. So you want to keep on top of things, so please bookmark that, check it from time to time. If you have something that you think needs to be in there, let us know. And it's easy, just email me, mary@paducah.travel. We'd love to hear from you. Brian and I are real open.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So there is no three-letter extension, it's .travel.
.travel, that's right.
Very good.
Yes, well, come down and see us, either at the Carson Center or at Tourism. We'd love to meet you, share the new brochures, sell you some tickets to the performances. Or if you haven't been in, come take a tour. I know Brian wants you to see the center, so it will be your center and you'll get to know it and want to see every performance that's there. Thank you for joining us. I hope I'll see you downtown and at the Carson Center. I'll be looking for you. Thanks for joining us.